Hello again, everyone. Deflect here, Firm but Fair Gaming. Want to bring a new video. So this is just going to go through the buffs and nerfs that have all happened that are coming out tomorrow, and some big news on the buff front. So we're going to jump into that and go through exactly what just came out, which is they have now stated the new ring will be significantly stronger than it was on PTR, which, as it should be, is going to be item level 658 when it's done. So it will start at item 639, and when fully upgraded, it will reach a maximum level of 658. This is available tomorrow on the reset when 11.0.7 drops. Our goal here is to make the ring a clear choice for the remainder of Season 1, as well as keeping it relevant in Season 2, where it could be compete with heroic raid gear and be replaced by drops from a mythic raid and high M plus dungeons. So that is very good. This may require us to make tuning adjustments to specific gems later so that we can avoid unintended power spikes. And we may want to buff weaker gems as well. Nonetheless, we're focusing on the item level of the ring, so our guide for it has our guide for its performance. To be clear, we do not have specific plans to diminish the ring's overall power later, but we'll make adjustments as needed to ensure it remains comparable to other rings of a similar item level during Season 2. So very, very good. You're going to get a ring this week, which should last you quite a while into Season 2. It's going to compete with heroic raid gear, and it's going to compete probably till you get those mythic slots. So very, very good news there. As for the class tuning that's going on this week, I'm not sure if you still watched another video or saw it, but there's been some updates. Beastmaster, Dark Ranger, Bleak Powder damage increased by 40%. Dark Ranger, Bleak Powder damage increased by 40% also for marksmanship. I've updated the OP to reflect the following changes. Windwalker, Fist of Fury damage increased by 30 to 50% in PvP combat, so just in PvP. We regular make class balancing tunes for under tuning or underperforming stuff. Blah blah blah. Unholy's getting some buffs. Apocalypse Ghoul damage increased by 30%. Rotten Touch now increases the damage of your Scourge Strike that against the target by 60% was 50. Death Coil damage increased by 8. Scourge Strike, Clawing Shadow, and Vampiric Strike damage all increased by 10. So that's some good news for Unholy. Demon Hunter, Fellblade damage 10. The Hunt initial damage 10. Havoc, Chaos Strike, Annihilation damage increased by 10. Demon's Bite, Demon's Blade damage increased by 10. So some nice little buffs to Havoc. Where they sit, I'm not exactly sure right now. Let's just have a little look at DPS, and we'll go throughput. So yeah, that'll be some welcome changes. They're down here. It's kind of relatively close, all in the middle. Like if you take out the top three, everything's within, usually 100,000 or so, except when you get to the bottom. Marksman just got a buff. Shadow Priest could use a bit. These ones are all kind of low, but the point 0.6 is where you really want to be. 0.6, 0.7, they're all relatively close there, but some other ones could use some work. All damage increased by 4%. Pyre damage increased by 20%, which is really good because they're way down here. But I guess 1.5 is just the bottom of any section in and under Arms Warrior. Who else is getting buffed? Hunter, there's your marksmanship increase. Trick shot increase to 75 was 65. Razor, another 10% on top, was 25 going to 35. Dark Ranger, 15% for Black Arrow. Shadow Surge, 25, and Bleak Powder damage increased by 25. So sorry, there is a note here. It is 65 then. So this should read 65. Holy Veneration now transfers 225% damage was 200. Stay by the Light absorb amount increased by 15. Consecration damage by 30. Lightsmith tempered in battle no longer activates while the paladin is within a crowd control. Okay. Holy Flash heal by 15. Holy Fire by 15 for damage. So a little bit of buffs there for Holy. They're not groundbreaking, but they're nice. They will do some. Let's just see how much they will do. Holy was, for keys, they're quite lower because Disc is just rocking it. But you are getting a small buff there and a small buff to your damage. Nothing groundbreaking, but it is still some. You are over and above Shaman, which is crazy. And then Restos Shaman, Surging Totem mana cost reduced by 25%. I'm sure that's a welcome change by Shamans. Any mana cost reduction is great. Warlock Affliction, Haunt, damage increased by 75%, which is great. Now causes Malefic Rapture to deal 25% increase to targets. It was 15, so another 10% buff to that. Oblivion damage increased by 25. Gambit now increases the damage of Unstoppable Affliction by 25, was 15. Perpetual Unstable Stability damage increased by 25. Siphon Life now increases corruption damage by 30, was 20. And I don't get into the PvP stuff because I don't PvP. So, some welcome changes there. Some nice buffs to Warlock Affliction. They started out like they were going to be crazy good, but really died off, and they are definitely near the bottom. They're in the 1.5. So out of the 1.5s, Affliction got buffed, Havoc got buffed, Beastmaster got buffed, Devastation Evoker got buffed, Marksman got buffed, leaving Arcane Mage unbuffed, Shadow Priest unbuffed, and Windwalker unbuffed, as well as the 2 Warrior specs. And Augur Evoker doesn't count because, let's be honest, the damage they're doing is more than these fucking classes, and they bring everything else to the table. So, pretty shitty for these bottom liars who do less than Augmentation Evoker. Anyways, if you have any questions, as always, leave a comment below. Like, share, subscribe. Deflect, Firm but Fair Gaming. We'll see you in the next video.